Namaste. When we send our kids to the school for the first time, it is it's a natural thing that we go through a little bit of anxiety and sometimes little bit of stress also, which can also, children also feel little bit of anxiety and stress if parents are stressed out. Now, this anxiety and stress can be reduced to a big extent by planning your activities in a certain way. Today's video is about that. Today's video is about things to keep in mind when your children start school. So, what are the things that you should keep in mind when your child goes to the school for the first time? So, in my experience, I have seen some of the children and parents are struggling, to get adjusted to the new environment. So here I am with a couple of points that come to my mind. I will discuss all the points one by one. The first point that comes to my mind is that we should the children because the children are very small and they don't know what is the school timing and all. So here the responsibility lies with the parent to make the child to get up early in the morning and make sure that the child reaches the school in time. Now, from the time the child gets up in the morning, all these activities have to be planned. His morning ablutions, his getting ready, taking bath, and then having some food. And then if the child is traveling, if there is some traveling time that is involved to reach the school, then that also has to be taken into consideration, and the child has to wake up that early. So this has to be little bit of planning goes into this. The child will reach the school in time, and other activities, they will not be a hurry in doing other kind of activities. The next point, very very important point that comes to my mind is before you send the child to the school, it's very important to give toilet training to the child. In this regard, it is actually, here it's fully the responsibility of the parents, and you have to train your child not only in the whole process of going to the toilet or the washroom, but also to train the children to wash their hands after using the washroom. Every time they go to the washroom, they have to wash their hands properly. So lot of stress and difficulty can be avoided if the child is toilet trained. Next thing, actually this is a very basic kind of a life skill that the child should learn from the age from where he is able to get toilet trained. Now, next thing the parents should keep in mind, or you should plan the activity, is that keeping the school bag ready. Depending upon the timetable, the notebooks has to be kept in the bag. The previous day itself, if this activity is done, then there will be no hurry in the morning, and smoothly the things will move. Like keeping the school bag, keeping the notebooks inside the bag, the pencil box, the lunch bag, the water bottle, and any other kind of things that are required for the next day, that is some kind of craft paper or crayons or pencil colors or anything that is required for the next day. If it is kept in the bag the previous day itself, if it is kept ready, then morning that much time can be saved, and they will be, children, parents as well as the child will not be stressed out. Then next thing that comes to my mind is the first day when the child goes to school. Definitely it will be along with the parents, and there will be other parents also who have come to leave their child in the school. So if you are able to connect with them, and if you are able to kind of have your own network of the class, or nowadays of course you can have a WhatsApp group or any other kind of group. If you have, it will be very easy for you, for the parents and also for the child. This happens sometimes if the child is not keeping well, and the child has to not able to attend the school for maybe about for a day or two, or a week. So whatever notes or worksheets that has been shared by the teacher can be shared by the parent as well, or any other important kind of information that your child has missed. You can definitely you can definitely ask in the group, or you can, if you have a network or a friend circle, then it definitely is of great help to the child as well as to the parent. Then the next point I am going to do. Then next thing that comes to my mind is about that this I have seen mostly in today's generation, that some of the children, they are not ready to wait for the turn. This also happens sometimes mostly in single child houses, wherein they are the most important person in the house, and there is no need for them to wait, or they have not learned to wait for the turn, or that kind of a situation wherein they have to, if they are standing in a queue, they have not learned that. So when there is a situation in the class, when the teacher asks the child to stand in a line, or for going to the computer room or music room, or just the dispersal time, it becomes a little bit difficult for the child to accept the very fact that he has to stand, second or third or fourth or even last in the line. So in this regard, I would say that if parents play board games with the child, for example Ludo, or snake and ladder, or caroms, or any other kind of board game in which you have to wait for your turn, children will definitely learn to wait for the turn. They'll accept the fact that yes, I have to wait my turn, and always it's not necessary that I should be the person who is doing that activity the first time. So that is a very important skill that the child has to develop to be accepted in the class environment, and create a very kind of a friendly culture in the classroom. Next point that comes to my mind is very, very important. This is for the safety of the child, and that is to have an identity card wherein all the details of the child is written, like first the name of the child, then the class, then the parent's name, the address, and most importantly the phone number. So these details should be written, because the child is new to the school, the total environment is new. Even for the class teachers, the child is new. So to identify the child, it takes a few days for the teacher to identify the child with the name. So first few days, if you are able to send the child with an identity card with all the details written there, it will be very nice. Next thing is very important thing is to tell the child to seek help when necessary. This mostly I have seen with children who are little bit shy and reticent. They are reluctant to ask for help. So parents can tell the child that if you are in trouble, any kind of trouble, in locating a place, or suppose a parent has not come to pick up the child, to ask for help from the right person. Then next thing, very important thing is that when the children, the first activity that happens in the class mostly in a regular day is the assembly. So it is seen that children uh, it is seen that uh, children come with empty stomach. They don't have anything. There is, I think probably it is because of lack of time or something, that parents don't give anything. When I ask the child, what did you have in the morning, the child says, I did not have anything. So parents, please take care that feed your child something and don't send the child to the school in an empty stomach. So that is very, very important to give some kind of food. Some kind of a food should be there in the child's stomach. Otherwise the child will not be able to concentrate in activities, the regular activities of the school. Then in this regard, in this connection itself, the second point about the same thing connected to food, most of the time I see parents sending healthy food only to the school. But in some cases where the parents, probably they are not, they don't have that much time, or whatever the reason may be, some kind of, the child brings some kind of junk food to the school, like Maggie, or simply just bread, only bread, or some biscuits, or some snacks like potato chips or kurkure or things like that. So please see to it that you send healthy food to the child. It can be whatever the child likes, for example just chapati or sabji, or whatever is the food that is prepared in your house in the morning, or you can specially prepare lunch for the child and send. So please, whatever food you are sending, see to it that it is a healthy kind of food. And the next thing that you have to keep in mind is, when you are sending the food, the type of food that you are sending, it should not be too messy. What I mean by messy is that it should not be a liquidy stuff or a very oily stuff, wherein the lunch box that you are sending, the oil is oozing out of the lunch box, or the gravy is falling, or gravy is coming out of the lunch box. So plan the meal of the child in such a way that it is healthy and not too messy. And one more thing I want to emphasize here is the type of the lunch box that you are sending. Please make sure that it is easy for the child to open. If mostly during lunchtime, I have seen some of the children, they are struggling with the lunch box. To open the lunch box is very difficult for the mother or father, tied it in such a way that a child finds it very difficult to open it. So send a lunch box which is easy for the child to open, and send a water bottle also which is easy for the child to handle. Then that is as far as food is concerned. And next thing is that whatever activities they have done in the class, after the child reaches home, monitor those activities. Ask the child what activity you did today, and ask them about it. The child will feel very happy, and child will feel very happy to share all the activities with you. So from day one, make it a habit. Otherwise the child will not tell you all the things that are happening in the classroom. Then Next very important thing I want to tell the parents is that whenever there is an open day or a parent-teacher meeting, make sure that you attend, at least one parent, however busy you are. See, all of us have lots of other activities to attend to, but this is also a very, very important activity. The parent-teacher meeting is a place where you can, discuss with the one-to-one discussion can be done with your teacher about the progress of your child. So make sure that you attend. At least one parent should. I would actually, ideally, both the parents should be attending the parent-teacher meeting, but if that is not possible, at least one parent should mandate. It is mandatory that one parent should attend the parent-teacher meeting. Then next thing I want to tell is that take part in your child's progress and be in touch with the teachers, and if you face any difficulties, you can discuss with the teachers and the authorities, but don't think that now that I have sent my child to the school, my responsibility is over and now it's a school's responsibility to take care of the child. It doesn't work out like that. All the three stakeholders have to, the teacher, the parent and the student have to work together for the proper, overall development of the child. Next thing is, I talked about punctuality in the morning, sending the child to the school. Similarly, when you are coming to pick up your child also, you should be punctual. The child becomes anxious and stressed out when he sees that all the children, the parents or somebody else, the caretaker or somebody has come to pick them up, but nobody has come to pick him or her up. So if possible, please see to it that you reach the school before time to pick up your child. So you should be ready to, waiting there to pick up your child before, once the school time is over. Then next point that I want to stress is that please, in all kinds of ailments and they come in the morning, they're not able to sit in the class, they're not able to concentrate, and sometimes class itself is disturbed because of this. So if your child is sick, please take care of the child and let the child become all right, and then only send the child to the school. Next very, very important thing I want to tell the parents is that if your child is suffering from a medical condition, for example an asthma, if the child is having some kind of difficulty like an asthma or any other difficulty, then you should tell this to the class teacher. The class teacher should know that your child is having a medical condition, so that we can take proper care of the child. Then I think I have covered almost all the points here, and finally what I would like to say is that do not stress about your child's starting the school. Send the child, be happy, send the child to the school in a happy mood, and let them enjoy the school environment and let them enjoy their childhood. So happy schooling to all the new kids who are joining the school. Thank you.